Jacqueline Fernandez, Penty, Nimrit Kaur, so many other actors looking so great. How much do you enjoy your job on a day-to-day basis?
मुझे ये बहुत पसंद है
और स्ट्रेस लेवल कैसा होता है आपका?
स्ट्रेस लेवल थोड़ा ज्यादा होता है।
इससे शुरू करना चाहिए था। I should have started with this. आपका स्ट्रेस लेवल कैसा है?
क्योंकि डेडलाइंस बहुत सारे हैं. Sometimes celebrities come to you with very last minute requirements. So the different kinds of pressures, but still can't complain. It's one of the more creatively fulfilling jobs. So I'm very grateful.
What did you understand about Jacqueline's style?
Very, very well constructed, simple, basic garments. Nothing extra, no sequins, none of that. I wanted to remove all of that and show the real Jacqueline. That was my goal with her.
Penty in itself, she's so naturally beautiful. So, how exciting is it for you to style someone like her?
It's a very trusting relationship, and again, she doesn't need much.
Yeah,
she's just an outstandingly beautiful face and body and all
height.
Of that. Height, yeah, she's a supermodel turned actress, so it's like she's already there on a platter. I just am there to just do the end frills. Yeah. Otherwise, it's all her.
How would you define her style?
Her style is very classic.
I've been wanting to ask this question for the longest time to any stylist. When they wear such big outfits.
Yeah. That's a funny story I have with her dress.
What happens if they have to go to the washroom?
Yes, very valid question. In this case, we made sure that happened before she went onto the carpet.
But पानी पी लिया ज़्यादा, मतलब AC ज़्यादा हो, तो बताइए फिर क्या करें?
कंट्रोल होना पड़ता है.
Oh no.
Kegel exercises करना पड़ता है. Cannot do adult diapers. Hi, I'm Namita Alexander, celebrity stylist. Catch me on Bollywood Hungama.
Welcome to Bollywood Hungama, guys. My name is Urmin. B-Town is all about styling. Of course, B-Town is all about trendsetters. All the actors that we see around, उनके style की बातें फिल्मों से ज़्यादा की जाती है. I have yet another stylist with me. She's a celebrity stylist for many actors. Please welcome Namita Alexander. How are you doing?
Thank you for having me, Urmin. I'm doing great because I'm sitting with you.
I think you're looking lovely. पहले मैं यहाँ देख लूँ आपको.
देख लीजिए.
10 out of 10.
Oh wow! Thank you.
Namita, it's so good to see you. You are the reason for Jacqueline Fernandez, Penty, Nimrit Kaur, so many other actors looking so great. How much do you enjoy your job on a day-to-day basis?
Urmin, I actually can't believe that sometimes this is my life and this is my work, because fashion for me just comes to me. It's my creative calling. It doesn't feel like work. So every day is honestly, I'm like, wow, I get to dress people and tell them what's cool and what's not cool and guide them towards an aesthetic. मुझे ये बहुत पसंद है.
और स्ट्रेस लेवल कैसा होता है आपका?
स्ट्रेस लेवल थोड़ा ज्यादा होता है.
इससे शुरू करना चाहिए था. I should have started with this. आपका स्ट्रेस लेवल कैसा है?
क्योंकि डेडलाइंस बहुत सारे हैं. Sometimes celebrities come to you with very last minute requirements. तो वो sometimes कपड़े सब बॉम्बे में ही नहीं रहते ना. दुबई से आते हैं, बॉम्बे से आते हैं, दिल्ली से आते हैं. So जयपुर से
सोर्स करना पड़ता है.
सोर्स करना पड़ता है.
These jargons, I know these jargons.
Yeah, so when we're sourcing those clothes, sometimes we have very tight deadlines. So couriers are our best friends and delivery partners are our best friends. But sometimes that's a lot of stress and pressure.
Yeah.
When you're styling ads, then of course the pressure becomes, the right colors according to the brand and what they require. So the different kinds of pressures, but still can't complain. It's one of the more creatively fulfilling jobs. So I'm very grateful.
I think there are very few people who can say this, that they enjoy what they're doing. Yeah. It's very important for people to have that in their life, and it's amazing.
Thank you. Yeah.
If looking back at your life as a kid, had you ever imagined कि ऐसा कोई एक job profile बनेगा? Because we've all grown up to see people just casually being dressed. Yeah. And ये जो अब stylist का जो tag है वो अभी एक trend बन गया है. Would you agree? And what were your thoughts when you were?
I totally agree. I have not studied fashion. Okay. I have not done anything professionally with fashion in terms of studying it, you know. My parents, it was very hard for me to explain when I was making this shift because I come from a media background, studied broadcast journalism
Okay.
and international relations and things like that. But I was always the most overdressed person in my journalistic office. My NDTV colleagues would agree to that. I, from a child, have always been curious about dressing. I would creatively say my art was through my clothes. Some people paint, some people draw. For me, I would express myself through my style, whether it was good or bad or going through all the various phases.
Yeah.
I was a very expressive child through my what I would wear, whether it was my hair, my makeup, my clothes, my shoes. I was constantly expressing myself through this. This was what I was expressing myself through, and I guess it's worked out for
Oh,
me.
yeah.
My parents were hesitant earlier, saying they didn't know what to tell people when they would ask, "What is Namita doing these days?" Especially when I left journalism, and but now they've accepted.
Did they
It's
have
been
weird
7 years.
answers to?
No, they didn't. For a long time, they didn't understand what I was doing. My mom, in social situations, was just like she dresses people. I think
Yeah,
she's.
I think it's too
it
funny when
was-
parents don't understand
They
the.
could not
because I have
understand.
been an ex RJ, and for the longest
Yeah.
time, my mom would tell people that मेरी बेटी announcer है. I'm like,
Yeah.
ट्रेन में announcement थोड़ी करती हूँ मैं, रेडियो जॉकी RJ.
RJ, yeah. It's very hard to explain because these kind of things never existed back in the day,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Now, to make an actual living out of it, and there are so many other different elements, right? Like now I've become a fashion entrepreneur. I'm a partner with, a pre-loved fashion company. So, now, like there's so many different paradigms that you can kind of shift into. Of course, I'm a celebrity stylist, but I style ads as well. I'm now styling a show. I do a lot of consulting. I branched into weddings.
Do you also do film styling?
I don't do long format films because I do feel that's a very different job profile. I feel that's a costume stylist. I'm a fashion stylist. So I won't dress, say, Chandani, who's a doctor living in Delhi. I feel
Yeah.
like that's a different job altogether. And also, I don't like to give my dates for 3 months.
So let me understand this. Red carpets, major events for shoots is
Yeah.
what you specialize in.
Correct. That's what I
And-
specialize
And
in,
there
yeah.
are some amazing celebrities who themselves are known to be the epitome of style, like Jacqueline Fernandez. Let's speak about Jacqueline. Tell us,
I love her.
when did you meet her?
We met casually through her makeup artist, actually. Her makeup artist and I are good friends.
Okay.
We both bond over being Malayalis. And he's been working with her for many years. So he kind of told Jackie to, start working with me. Yeah.
And what was your first thought when you met her? What did you understand about Jacqueline's style?
First met her, I thought she was so super fit.
Yeah.
Very, very fit, and that I was like, why aren't we showing you off more? Like how fit you are, we need to show your toned legs and your toned arms. And I was like, she's so fit. I can put her in anything and she looks so good.
Yeah.
And I wanted to highlight that, just like simple clothing, but brought out just by her personality and her fit physique. But very simple. I wanted to take away all the frills and kind of streamline it and put her in very, very well constructed, simple, basic garments. Nothing extra, no sequins, none of that. I wanted to remove all of that and show the real Jacqueline. That was
That's
my
great.
goal with her.
If you had to define her style, what
Yeah.
would you say?
Her personal style
Yeah, her
without
personal
me.
style.
Her personal style is very laid back, easy, chill, and she likes sort of elevated basics. When I
Okay.
say elevated basics, she invests in a good quality t-shirt, good quality blazers, good quality pants, and she kind of mix and matches them. So I love that about her. She does that really, really well. And I would recommend people do that as well. You don't need much. Invest in 10 good pieces and wear them multiple ways.
So, have you figured out a trick that will always convince Jacqueline when there is like a time deadline that ये दे दूंगी तो पक्का हाँ ही बोल देगी? What is this one outfit or a piece of clothing?
If I give her very baggy pants but like a fitted top, she loves that. Because then I show the best part of her body, which is her midriff.
Yeah.
No one has a midriff like her, I would say, in Bollywood that I've seen. She's so toned, super flat tummy and great body. So that she never says no. But Jacqueline is a very, touch wood, easy celebrity to work with. Not too many hang-ups. She trusts the process. She trusts that I know my job and I would give her the best. So I would say that's why it's worked with her is because there's been a lot of trust involved. And I think that's very important between a celebrity and client. She trusts me. So, of course, I take her input, but she believes that my say is final and
Yeah.
it'll be good and it'll work, and she trusts the process. That's very important.
Has there been times where you've experimented on something and maybe it's not worked out?
Yeah, of course. There were many times like that. With Diana, I think I tried curly hair long time ago for GQ Awards, and I just wanted her to be shown differently.
Yeah.
She's so quintessentially beautiful. I tried very curly hair on her, and it didn't work at all. It didn't work at all because it was the curly hair, and the outfit that we used also was very experimental. So just the combination of it all was too much. It didn't work.
Now, coming back to Jacqueline, we obviously went through your Instagram and there were so many great photos. We want to particularly talk about the Oscar week that
Oh my
happens
God, that
in
was so
LA.
exciting. Yeah. Firstly, we were so excited. I was so excited that her movie was nominated at the Oscars.
Yeah.
So we had a bunch of commitments leading up to the Oscars. Of course, the Oscar red carpet is what everybody looks at. But there is this Vanity Fair. There are so many movie premieres that happen pre-Oscars, all the Oscar films. So we attended a bunch of those events. And my favorite would be her movie screening, actually, that happened at the iconic Chinese theater in LA. And this is a funny story because we had one look from a designer, locked and loaded. We'd done the fittings in LA.
Okay.
They'd come from Greece and had fittings for us in LA. And we did the fitting and everything. And we didn't wear that particular dress.
Ooh.
Nth moment, we changed the dress because the flow of the Chinese theater, the event changed. So it was a red carpet. They were showing the film, after which she was in a panel. So she had to be comfortable to sit at the panel and talk.
Right.
So we were like, nth moment when I done hair and makeup for X dress.
Yeah.
I was like, Jackie, for some reason I feel like this is not going to be the right look
my
for the
God.
panel. Let's change you out of it. So in 5 minutes, so the hair and makeup was done for the earlier dress. We went with a completely different dress and it actually worked out. It was I love that color. It was like this Tiffany blue. And it had a big bow. Now, of course, bows are all the rage. But we did bows before anybody else in 2023.
Started the trend.
Started the trend. We did the big bow. And I'm a huge fan of very long jackets.
Okay.
It was cold in LA as well then. So I didn't want, the dress had a bare back. So we got the designer to custom make for us a long coat to match that dress. So, of course, for the red carpet, she had the jacket on, had the jacket off. And when she sat on the panel, she was looking incredibly boss chic by wearing the jacket over, and it worked really well as the transition from red carpet to movie to panel just worked really, really well and seamlessly. Yeah.
As a stylist, is it your job to take care of her from makeup, like tip to
Yes,
toe?
of course. Yeah, head to toe.
Head to toe.
And I love makeup myself, so I get very involved in the makeup process. Very involved with nails. Skin. Is the skin looking shiny? Are we exposing the shoulders? Let's highlight the shoulders. Is the décolletage showing? If the décolletage is showing, I need all kinds of shine on it.
I don't think I can even say that word.
Décolletage is, in layman's words, collarbone. Décolletage. Collarbone, Urmin.
Décolletage.
Yeah.
Collarbone.
Collarbone.
Collarbone. अच्छा, समझ गया.
So I like to have a lot of shine. I like to shine it, like to moisturize it. I hate dry skin anywhere. I, look at skin, look at hair, nails, all of that, head to toe. So we give kind of like the looks, and we also send the hair and makeup team references for hair and makeup.
Lovely. Now, moving on to another celebrity. I think she's a head turner. Diana Penty in itself, she's so naturally beautiful. So, how exciting is it for you to style someone like her?
Firstly, it's very easy because, again, like you said, she's very naturally beautiful.
Yeah.
We've been friends before we started working together. So the rapport is very easy, very comfortable. Again, it's a very trusting relationship. And again, she doesn't need much.
Yeah.
She's just an outstandingly beautiful face and body and all
Height.
of that. Height. Yeah, she's a supermodel turned actress. So it's like she's already there on a platter. I just am there to just do the end frills. Otherwise, it's all her.
How would you define her style?
Her style is very classic. She's very, very classic, Urmin. She just, which is great. She doesn't go according to trends, nothing. She likes to throw on a blazer with most looks. Very, very classic, elegant, sophisticated as Diana's style. Yeah.
Diana is also someone who's done films and, like you said, she's a supermodel and all that. Do you think there's something that absolutely works on her like no one else?
I think she carries off anything really well, but because she's so tall, I feel like anything, like for Cannes, for example, this year, 2023, the last
2023,
Cannes
yeah.
Film Festival, we did something very different. We did a tuxedo, but a cropped tuxedo. And why it worked on her is because she has such a long torso. So I had a very short tuxedo jacket and long pants. And she's the only one who could make a tuxedo jacket look so sexy. And only look sexy because she had those body dimensions and proportions.
And it was all black.
All black.
So that's also a risk that you're taking, right?
We took a huge risk. I didn't use many accessories. Again, I wanted her to shine. I just focused on hair and makeup, very like 70s Italian glam, big hair, big eyes, and just that sexy crop black tuxedo. And it could only work on her body because she has like long legs, long torso. So the reason that very beautiful outfit, but ordinary, just a crop jacket and pants, but it elevated and looked so good on her, did very well in India and abroad, is only because of her being her.
How many looks were there in Cannes?
Again,
Cannes? God, the confusion.
The confusion. It depends who you're talking to. But in Cannes last year, people don't understand. We've done Cannes for a few years now, and of course, you have the main red carpet, but there are so many other events that happen prior, right? There's Chopard, I mean, all the different jewelry brands, and there are multiple occasions that happen, right? Leading up to your red carpets, and you can walk maybe 1 or 2 red carpets. So this year we did 1 red carpet, we did India Pavilion. So for India Pavilion, she wore a custom Falguni chain, which I designed along with Falguni and Shane.
Oh, nice.
Which was really nice because the idea came to fruition and it worked out really well. And yeah, Cannes is always fun, and it's again another very pressure-driven time of, because we're only there for 2 or 3 days, but we belt out like almost 10 looks sometimes, you know.
Namita, can you take us through the process of how one goes to an event like this, and do you all source the outfits and they're shipped to the venue, or do you all carry it with you all? How do you all take care of it?
That's a very good question.
So many things to know.
So many things to know, right? So people don't understand the production actually behind it. Everyone just comments and rates a look, right? You see it on the red carpet and you're like, oh, this was bad, that was bad, you know, and it's easy to say, but there's actually so much of a production behind the look. So I'm so glad you asked me this. So some clothes, I as a stylist refrain from calling it directly to India for customs reasons, right? Sometimes my international garments get held up at customs and things like that. So I don't want to take that risk. So I get it directly shipped, or get it shipped to maybe a Dubai, and then I have someone carrying it for me, from somebody from my team coming from Dubai to the south of France, for example, if you're using Cannes as an example, coming with the garments. I tend to not call for it in India. A lot of the fittings and and everything I do directly in Cannes. So we come there a day earlier. We do a major fitting. Of course, I have my good contacts of tailors and all the ateliers, you know, in place for that, last minute fits and things like that. Jewelry, again, is a problem to take from India. So we have jewelry partners in Cannes. Luckily for us, there are a lot of jewelry brands that come to Cannes. So they have access to us and we have access to them. And we directly source it from them. So they actually send a representative with the jewelry who follows the celebrity onto the red carpet, because these are high-end value goods. So, like the fittings don't happen in India. We just go through pictures and things like that. And if you're working with Indian designers, of course, those fittings happen in India. But any international designer, everything is done over there. Yeah, and all shipped there or to Dubai and brought there.
Got it.
Then,
I've been wanting to ask this question for the longest time to any stylist. When they wear such big outfits.
That's
these
a funny
gowns.
story I have with that dress.
What happens if they have to go to the washroom?
Yes, very valid question. In this case, we made sure that happened before she went onto the carpet.
But पानी पी लिया ज़्यादा, मतलब AC ज़्यादा हो, तो बताइए फिर क्या करें?
कंट्रोल होना पड़ता है.
Oh no.
Kegel exercises करना पड़ता है. Cannot do adult diapers.
Finally, I have the answer, because
Yes.
that's the first thought that would come to anyone's mind when
But
they see
actually,
these.
Urmin, you're not in this dress for too long. Because, okay, you're doing your photo call and everything. And then the film, either you watch the film or you don't watch
While
the film.
you're sitting in this,
While you're sitting in this. If you don't watch the film or you're watching half the film, it
how
depends.
can one? So matlab, yeah, they have to sit in this.
If they're watching the film, yes. If they have other commitments, they're not watching the film, then they just do the photo call and then exit.
So grateful to quad sets now, because they look like PJs and you can just go watch a film and come back.
Yeah, like in the tuxedo outfit, she was very comfortable sitting through the film.
Of course.
But there's a very funny story. We were getting ready at the Martinez, and this dress had so many last minute alterations because it just had to fit her to the T. And at the nth moment, it got altered. We had to bring the dress, this full press outside. We had to bring the dress inside the Martinez for her to be fit into it. The dress was brought in a garbage bag so that it would not be seen. Like literally 3 garbage bags covered this dress, this high couture dress, and brought it into the Martinez, and then she slipped into it.
Stories behind every logo.
We had 4 people putting her into that dress.
God.
And 4 people could have hidden under that dress, also gone into the carpet. We made a reel on it also. That dress was huge.
Amazing.
But yeah, it went well.
So apart from these red carpets and so many festivals and shoots, weddings are such an important occasion for many of us, of course for everyone, but celebrities take wedding a notch up. और आजकल तो मतलब weddings have become like this new trendsetter. Everyone's going with pastel colors, but there was one actor who decided to still go ahead with red, and you styled it. Tell us all about Patralekha and Rajkummar's wedding.
So I am so, firstly, I feel so much for their love. They're a beautiful, beautiful couple. So I was really honored that they had me on board for this. They're a beautiful couple, so in love till today. And, it's just really lovely to be a part of their small love story in a way. And Patra Sabyasachi, of course, was in talks with Patra, and she wanted to do all red. And Sabyasachi, the genius that he is, kept it classic and was in touch with us. And we didn't veer too much from Sabyasachi's vision of how he wanted Patra to look, including how he wanted the flowers on her hair and everything. I didn't interfere with Sabyasachi's process at all for the main wedding look. Patra comes and tells me that Nams, her dog is her everything, and she had this huge walk in the venue to walk towards Raj.
Yeah.
And for her wedding walk, she had to walk with her beloved canine puppy. And
Gaga, right? Gaga.
Gaga. So Gaga is the sweetest, and so I recreated Sabyasachi's outfit for Gaga.
That is adorable.
So yeah, that was my job, and I really wanted it to be perfect. And she actually held Gaga and walked, and it was very, very sweet. It was very, very sweet.
Styling for actors when they're at an event is one thing, but for their big day is a whole different pressure, because you want everything to just look perfect.
And the wedding was so intimate and so sweet. So of course I did they had themes for every night. So from their Sangeet to their party with the friends, through their reception, we did a white wedding as well, for the reception. So for that I did the white dress with Monica and Karishma of Jade. So we did the Indian embroidery on a Western silhouette. So we were working on that for almost 3 months to come up with the idea with, how we can influence Western sensibility Indian sensibility into a Western outfit. And we used the kasab work for that. And so there were many functions. And of course, I just wanted to do justice to her. Most of the girls have an idea of how they want to look on their wedding day. And I just wanted to bring that vision to her for life and have something to keep. She experimented a lot, especially with her pool party, Sangeet, and I was so happy that I could also, go wild with the hair and makeup and costume and everything. So it was really lovely collaborating with them for this entire thing. And it was fun. It was very intimate, and she actually had fun at her wedding. Like I was there and she had a blast. So keeping the outfits easy and not too hectic and just for her to look beautiful but also have fun
Yeah.
was lovely. The weather was beautiful. And
Isn't it great when the bride can just feel herself
Self,
at
yeah.
the end, because that's
Yeah.
very important. Otherwise, it
Yeah.
just feels like, oh, like a robotic
like
feel,
robotic,
for sure.
yeah. And she was very involved with, family and friends. She wasn't this bride who was just appearing
Yeah.
every now and then. So,
Nice.
it was a pleasure to, yeah.
Okay, now Namita, tell us that how updated do you have to be in your profession with the trends? And once there is a trend that is out there, do you feel the need that you have to get it to your celebrity that you are currently
So
styling?
I feel, Urmin, it's important as a stylist, I feel, to be a little ahead of the curve, right? To kind of have this ability to forecast what's coming. There's no point of you showing what's already there, right?
Correct.
Because then it's boring for the viewer as well. How much content are you and I consuming? So my thing is always, what new can I show?
Yeah.
So in order to do that, I have to forecast what I see coming back.
Oh.
So in order to do that, I do read. I mean, I can't speak for everybody else, but I read voraciously. I try to be a little ahead just to see where the conversation is going, whether it's politics, whether it's movies, whether it's all of that flows into how people dress, because fashion is the first language you speak when you walk into a room. And I believe that. I can tell anything about a person by just how they're dressed, how they keep their nails, their hair. I can just tell everything about you. Good, bad, you don't have to like fashion, don't like fashion.
Sure.
I can just tell by you walking into a room who you are just by how you present yourself. So it is such an important means of communication, right? So this is what, when I'm sitting with a client, I tell them, how do you want to be perceived? Who are you? How do you want to be shown? It's
Yeah.
not just a picture wearing a designer.
Yeah.
My process goes into, what is your plan for the next 6 months?
Right.
Who do you want to be? Where do you see yourself?
Yeah.
Let's project that person now.
Nice.
Let's start building on that person now. So in order to do that, I want to keep that person's as who they are.
Yeah.
But also incorporate what I feel is relevant in today's trend atmosphere. So I think that's our job as stylists, to bring to the viewer, to the public, to India as a whole, to show them something new.
It's very exciting. What an exciting profession.
I just take it way too seriously, right? Like people are like, oh, it's just clothes. I'm
Yeah.
like, no, it's not just clothes.
So, what is the trend that you're forecasting now?
Oh, right now, I am forecasting a lot of, I feel like logos are going to be completely out. So everyone who's doing, of course, quiet luxury has been spoken about for a long time, but I think there's a way of doing quiet luxury but looking expensive. So I feel like that look is going to, so how are you going to do that? Are you going to do that with belts? Are you going to do that with caps? I feel like this whole like for example, what I'm wearing and just a baseball cap is going to be really huge. To mix casual and formal in a way is going to be cool again. I feel very feminine dressing is going to come back.
धीरे-धीरे वो वैसे भी हो रहा है क्योंकि a lot of brides also like wearing sneakers below.
Sneakers below, correct.
That's a great...
And brands are doing it. They're giving them sneakers with platforms. They're doing bejeweled sneakers.
Yeah.
Sneakers with embroidery. So many brands doing stuff like that. So I just feel like, also I think a very feminine aesthetic is going to come soon. We've been seeing a lot of like cargo pants and baggy and voluminous clothes. I have a feeling the very feminine aesthetic is going to come back. Yeah.
What about, the fact that nowadays every celebrity has to look a certain way, even if they are in their PJs? From airport looks to, film screenings. Do you feel that this pressure needs to reduce, or do you feel that it's good? Like, they need to always look a certain way?
No, I do feel as a star, people are looking up to you, right?
Yeah.
As, it's aspirational. So it's nice to to not show them that, oh, you're just a regular Joe, right? But how do you give aspiration? If somebody was to just come with disheveled hair, and then it's just like, you're like me then, People want to see something that's, oh my God, you're a star. So I do feel there is that pressure a little bit, but I also feel like there shouldn't be, because stars are also human, and they should be allowed to be who they are. And I feel like sometimes stars, it's nice to see them without a stylist behind them, to see their own personal style.
Sure, yeah.
and how they look and how they want to portray themselves.
Yeah.
I think that's really important to see. Then you know more about the star. You know, they were to wear like a loose t-shirt and jeans. I feel like there's a certain association. Like Rekha doesn't use a stylist, but you know her personal style, right?
Correct.
So I feel that's also really important as
Yeah.
well for stars to not work with stylists and show who they really are.
Great.
Hi, this is Namita Alexander, and you're watching me on Bollywood Hungama.